You are listening to the Bright Life Podcast, all about ways to stay inspired, chase your dreams, and find more gratitude in the highs and lows of the journey. I'm your host, Jessica Johnson. I'm a business owner, a part-time digital nomad, a self-growth junkie, a believer in other big-hearted women, and am all about sharing tips, tricks, lessons learned, and encouragement so we can all live our biggest, brightest lives. You ready? Let's do this. Hello, and welcome to today's episode all about receiving. There's a quote I love by Krista Williams of the Almost 30 podcast that says, to receive the life of your dreams, part of your work is to be able to receive it. Because all of us think that we would automatically accept the dream career opportunity, the magical relationship, the six-pack abs, whatever it may be. But the truth is, all kinds of funky stuff can come in when you're faced with something that's unlike anything you've ever experienced before. And there's actually a lot of work in maintaining and holding a dream without self-sabotaging or returning to your baseline. So today I want to touch on the power of being able to receive the life or career or love or joy or financial abundance of your dreams. This is chapter 8 of my brand new book, Your Bright Life, where we go way in depth on this topic as one whole part of the creation process of bringing a dream to life. So throughout the book, you get to get really clear on what your brightest life would look like and focus on one dream and bring it to life chapter by chapter until it becomes part of your reality. And so receiving is part of the work that you do. So this will be something that's outside of the book. If you are interested, you can always go check out the book to dive really deep and learn more. But I wanted to create an episode that complemented what was in the book so you could get just kind of a tiny taste of it in honor of the book's release. So when I was thinking about what could really complement that chapter for today's episode, I had a few different thoughts that all kind of relate because I don't know about you, but I think one of the harder parts of receiving is that it requires leaning on someone else or inviting them in and accepting support or asking for support. And I've heard that from a lot of women that is a hard part of this process. So I want to offer a few perspectives to hopefully help shift that for you as they have for me. And I'll touch on each of these a little bit more in depth, but there's a few concepts here. One is that no dream is built on your own, that every dream on your heart is called from someone else's, and that a question is an invitation to a new relationship. So let's look at the first one. No dream is built in a silo. No dream is built on your own. So think about, even though there's so much work that you can and have to put in to make a dream come true, there's always going to be other people involved. Even getting your dream job requires someone else seeing your portfolio, your resume, interviewing you, believing in you. If you think about building a business, it takes finding a community to encourage that seed of an idea and to hold you through the fears that come up. Maybe it takes a mentor, it takes authors and courses and all of the episodes you listen to with that next step that you just needed at that right time to help you wherever you're at in your journey. So every single dream is built from other people. And thinking that you can do it all alone is almost denying this powerful part of the process where no matter what the dream is, someone else is going to come in at the exact right time to see your vision, to believe in it, to support you, to give you that next step that you need. So if you think about it that way, I think it helps it feel a little bit more natural that instead of feeling like you have to do it all alone or that you should, every single dream is woven together by other people being there at the right time to help you and to move that dream forward. That's the first kind of piece. And then the other shift would be, what if every dream on your heart is a call from someone else's? So if you think about even buying a home, you desiring a home, the flip side of that is that there's someone out there who deeply wants to sell that home and move on to the next chapter of their life. And so something about them having that desire to sell that home, it creates this call for someone else out there to be able to fulfill their desire of buying this perfect home. If it's enough people desiring this book or this message out in the world, there's someone else out there who has this desire to become an author and to write a book. And what a beautiful idea that it's the call from all these hearts around the world wanting help in a certain area, that someone out there also has that call to then go write that book. If there's something like even there's enough people that care about the environment or peace or women's rights, then enough people feeling that call leads to people supporting those efforts and going out into the world and wanting to build nonprofit organizations and to make a difference in that area. So I love thinking about this push-pull where if you have a book that you want to write or a podcast you want to start or a way that you want to make a difference in a cause, how beautiful to think about it that dream could be born because there's enough hearts out there with a desire for that dream to be fulfilled, and you are the one feeling the pull and being the one called to then go fulfill that desire of their hearts, and it also works within yours, right? It's subtle and it's nuanced, but I just love that perspective. So now anytime I think about, oh, I really want to do this creative project, or oh, I have this idea for this book, I try and think, okay, there must be some heart out there that wants this book to be written, that's trying to solve this in a way that I can bring it forth. And the same is true for you. How beautiful, right? So that's kind of the second piece, that every dream on your heart is born in part by the call of someone else's. The first one is just that no dream is ever built on your own. And then the third one is that a question is an invitation to a new type of relationship, a new level of relationship. So it's hard to ask for support sometimes, right? Whether it's watching your kids or promoting something, it can be really hard to ask for someone to give their time or their resources to support you. But what if you think of it like every question is an invitation to a new, deeper relationship? So even the other day, I met with this service provider who absolutely just hit it off with right away. And there was this thought in my mind of, I'd love to get lunch with this person. I think that we could really connect. But then there's this fear, right? Of do they feel the same? Are they going to say yes? Turns out about a week later, she also felt that same instinct and so invited me. And I just thought that was beautiful because had she never asked, the relationship would have stayed completely the same. We would have just continued to see each other maybe once a week or once a month, and it would have stayed very business related. But now, because she asked and put herself out there and invited their relationship to a new level, to go to a personal lunch, it gets to take on this whole new life that it never would have otherwise. It was kind of similar for even writing a book. I was really, really nervous about that step of asking for people to check out the book, to let me know what they thought, to leave a review. But doing so, I tried to reframe it that was actually inviting someone to a different kind of relationship. It was me saying, I thought of you, and it was allowing the relationships to become something more than just a social media friendship or an acquaintance or someone that I knew from a year ago. It got to revitalize the relationship and invite it to become a little something different, because now it was two women who were supporting each other, and that was so much more meaningful than whatever it had been before. And so I'd invite you to think about that too, whether it's asking for help watching your kids. Could that actually change the dynamic of that mother-to-mother relationship? Could that become a lifelong friendship with another family? If you're having something that you want to promote, could you saying, hey, I'm really excited, nervous about this thing I'm putting out into the world, could you help me share it with your community if it resonates? You're now inviting that to a new relationship where you both get to have that exchange in the future, and you both get to know each other in this way as supportive business owner friends, or just supportive friends in general. Even can we talk, or having that invitation to a relationship or a conversation with someone can deepen the relationship and take it beyond whatever it is today. If you think about it, what's the alternative? You don't get the help you need. The relationship stays exactly the same. There is no opportunity for it to become something else, to go deeper, to evolve in your life. And you never know what could come from that one request, that one question, that one invitation. So that's what I wanted to share around receiving and shifting the dynamic of being afraid to ask for help or support. And instead, remember, one, that no dream is ever built completely on your own. There will always be people along your journey coming in as mentors, as friends, as supporters, as the perfect lesson that you need at that time. That two, every dream on your heart is born in part by the call of someone else's. We need you out there. We need your way of saying it and your message. Someone out there is dreaming of it, and that's why you feel this pull to create it. And then three, a question is an invitation to a new level of a relationship with someone else. So let me know if that shifts anything for you. And if you want to go deeper on this, again, there's a whole chapter in my book about it. You can find it on Amazon or on Audible. I narrate the audiobook. It's called Your Bright Life. Get clear on what you want, overcome self-doubt, and bring your dreams to life. And go and let me know what you think. Share it on Instagram at @HiJessicaJohnson and tag me so I can personally thank you. But thank you so much either way for being here today, and can't wait to hear what comes up for you around receiving, allowing, and inviting other humans to be excited for you and to support you on your journey. Thank you so much for listening in. If you love this episode, I have two things you are going to love. One is a free copywriter training full of 5 steps to build a profitable copywriting business as your own boss, no matter how much experience you're starting with. Copywriting is what took me from a 9-to-5 to freedom as my own boss, to travel, choose my schedule, replace my corporate income, and have time to work on creative projects like this podcast. And I'd love to give other women the same opportunity. Another, of course, is my book, Your Bright Life. You can find it on Amazon or Audible, where I narrate the audiobook. So it's kind of like a podcast in book form. All of these things are in the podcast show notes. Thank you again for listening. I appreciate you and your review so much, and I'll see you back here next Thursday.